this week, on Friday, I went to Huntingdon. Huntingdon's a place that I had never heard of at all until about 2 years ago at Pioneer School. Now at Pioneer School it was a very strange thing, the best week of my life, but I was not with the people that I had expected to be with, and I don't to this day really understand how it happened, but I'm grateful that it did. Basically our class got a bit jumbled up. We had people from Oxford, Cambridge, Northampton, other places that I didn't know exist. Still kind of don't believe that they're there, but hey, that's fine. I never did geography, so who can tell. So in Huntingdon Coronation there were 2 sisters in particular that I just adore. One is called Jamie and the other one is Anne. Now Jamie is adorable. She's a petite lady who loves Jehovah very much. You can tell that the truth has just completely changed her whole family's life, which is just beautiful to see. Her children are quite possibly the most adorable, kind, humble, thoughtful children I've ever encountered, frankly. But they are absolutely lovely. If ever you get the chance to meet them, you will also love them. They're a really wonderful family. So that's Jamie's tribe. And then I also met at Pioneer School Anne. Now Anne, you know, sometimes you meet a group of people or you meet somebody in a group and there's somebody that you just look at and think, they're so good that you kind of in awe of them but slightly also disdain them just a teeny bit because you want to be them. That's basically Anne for me. So Anne is, of course, lovely, which, you know, it's really annoying because she's pretty and also nice, which is just really, like, with pretty people, I look at them and think there must be something really wrong with you. Can there be, please? Like, you must have really bad smelly feet or something. There's literally nothing. I can find nothing wrong with her yet. The minute I find something wrong with her, I'm going to tell you because I need proof of imperfection and I can't find it yet. And it's the same with Jamie. They're gorgeous, they're spiritual, and they're kind, and they're lovely, and it's really annoying, but I do love them. Anyway, Anne was sat in front of me to the side at Pioneer School, and she's so studious. Like, I was looking at her books, and she was just on it. And then you find out she is an English teacher. This is part of the reason that she's so good with words, and she's so smart, really. Anyway, so I spent the entire lot of Pioneer School basically wanting to curtsy to her and just thinking, I want to be her when I grow up. Because the things that she said were just what I wanted to say, but she said them so much better that I just thought, I would like to be her when I grow up. She pioneered through having 2 children who are so adorable and hilarious. Summer is the eldest, and honestly, she is so funny. The things that she says just cracks me up. Her way of storytelling about her day is just the best. I could listen to her tell me stories all the time. She's really funny. And then you have Harrison, who is just adorable. He's so sweet. And he's just... We really bonded this trip, and I feel like Harrison and I were good pals now. He's so sweet. First time he met me, I'm pretty sure he hated me because he got into the car and I was already there. And he just looked at me like, nope, nope, nope. And then I gave him my keys, which have, of course, lightsabers on them. And then since then we started this friendship going. So the second time I've seen him, which was this weekend, we've got seriously good friendships now. We've watched Star Wars twice together, played so many games, and he understands how weird I am, and I think we've bonded over that, so it's pretty good. So yes, was at Huntingdon with Anne this weekend, and so Friday, went straight from work, got there just before 10, did some return visits, and then we went back to Anne's house and chilled. We watched some films. I fell asleep. Okay, so I'd like to clarify that I didn't fall asleep out of boredom, okay? I love Anne's company, but I was so tired. Like, guys, I wake up at 4 every weekday for work. I was tired. I didn't mean to. I just got so cozy on their sofa that I just kind of... So very sorry. But, if, you know, in the future, if ever you're with me, whoever is watching, and I fall asleep, take it as a compliment that I feel so relaxed in your company and I feel so at home wherever we are that I nest and sleep. So take it as a compliment. That's what it is intended as. Anyway, so we then... What did we do? Oh yeah, we were, you know, had some very good food. Then a Bible study came over and we did a very nice study in the Imitate Their Faith book, which was very cool. And then we just had some girly chill time, to be honest. Watched some chick flicks, chilled out, went to bed. Next morning went on the ministry with Jamie and her daughter Kiki, who has an incredibly good presentation, might I mention. And she's just so bold on the ministry. Like, I'm just going to offer you this tract. She's got so many... This child, I can't remember how many return visits Kiki... I think it was like 6. It was close to 10, I think. But she's got more return visits than I have. And she's in primary school. I think she needs to teach me what she's doing. Anyway, Kiki was awesome on the ministry. So I got to have a good catch up with Jamie and Kiki. Then we also picked up Zico, Jamie's son, and we went back to the house. And guys, they have a Millennium Falcon made out of Lego just hanging in their bedroom. I had to try really hard to keep my geek together because seeing this Millennium Falcon that they had built, I was so jealous, and all I kept thinking was, could you imagine if I had one hanging in my bedroom? Could you imagine? It was so good. And then went back to Anne's house, and you're possibly wondering, Chanel, that is a really weird jacket you're wearing. And it's true, it's very strange. It's got 4 coloured pieces, and the sleeves also have different colours. The reason, chums, I am wearing this jacket is because to me, this jacket, well, the circuit overseer calls me Sergeant Pepper every time I wear it. But to me, this is a circus jacket. Therefore, it is appropriate that I wear my circus jacket because on Saturday we went to the circus. Now, I'd never been to the circus before, and my only contact with the circus was in films and cartoons. So I had no idea at all what to expect from the circus. And I'll be honest, it really was an experience. So I've got some clips to show you, and I'm just going to give you a brief rundown of the circus. So of course there were jugglers, which, you know, you could think, juggling, it's not that exciting. But I'm a bit of a... They were so pretty because things lit up. It was really pretty. There was also people with hula hoops, and the hula hoops also lit up, which was really cool. And the acrobats were pretty impressive. And at one point it was the cutest thing because Harrison loves Batman. And at one point the acrobats were dressed as Batman and Catwoman, and this little lad, I wish I had filmed his reaction because his face was literally like, it would be like as if I went to Disneyland now. That would, actually I shouldn't have said that because I'm like freaking out now, just the thought of going to Disneyland. Oh, it would be so amazing. Anyway, Harrison loved it, and I've got to be honest, Batman and Catwoman were pretty cool. notice my mind is a bit weird and sort of goes from subject to subject, like these videos do all the time. Well, there was a lady who was on the... They're not ropes, they're like curtains, but I don't know what the technical term is, but she was doing lots of funky stuff hanging from these two curtains. And now, to me, I was very impressed with what she was doing, and she was skinny like a beanpole. But I've seen Pitch Perfect. So the whole time I'm looking at this woman, I can hear Wrecking Ball and seeing Fat Amy. I came in like a wrecking ball. I never knew. What a surprise!
An overweight girl dangling from the ceiling. Who hasn't had that dream? Lots of them.
And it was just... I kept being distracted, but honestly, the lady in the air with the curtains, very impressive. I couldn't do it. Then there was an experience which I still struggle with. It's one of those things I don't think I'll ever be able to erase from my mind, no matter how hard I try. Basically, there was this lady, and she wasn't the most slender of women, which is fine. There's literally no judgment here. However, the outfit was very it didn't leave that much to the imagination, and she was kind of already falling out of her top a bit. And she was doing hula hooping before, which was, you know, I can't hula hoop. No, nothing. But her act on her own was very odd. She sort of lay on a chair with her legs up in the air and was doing this with her feet, right? And spinning things on her feet. Which I'm sure is difficult, but I was sat directly in front of her and she was laying down, so it's very difficult to explain because it was so... But basically, I could not stop laughing through this act because I was getting embarrassed, because no matter where I looked, I just got to see more of this woman. And then they brought a fire out and she was dancing fire on her feet, and it was just, oh my days. Oh, it was so funny. I could not keep it together. So here's a clip for you, and what basically included my reaction at the end. Another act they had that I totally had no clue what it was a big spherical cage that I had no clue what it was for. If you didn't know, like me, they put people on motorbikes go in it and go round and round and round. They go really fast, and I do not understand why. The whole time I felt like I was going to go into cardiac arrest. I was so terrified there'll be an accident, and I tell you, when you're a first aider, all you seem to see is the potential risks for everything. And then I'm thinking, if they do this, then this will be the injury, and how do I treat that? Am I allowed to treat people? Do they have first aiders? Is there a first aid box? Where is the nearest first aid box? Mine's back in Anne's house. And then, just when you think it can't get scary enough, they put a girl in the middle, and she stood there going, "Hey, it's fine, it's all good, done this before." No. Terrified. Actually terrified. I mean, it was very thrilling. It just nearly gave me a heart attack. So I went to the circus, and I've got to say, guys, overall it really was an experience. I can see why taking kids to see a circus is pretty cool. As an adult, I'll be honest, I don't think it's something I would particularly want to do again, but it was an experience. I'm very glad I went, and it's kind of amazing the things that human beings can do. It made me feel very physically inadequate, like I need to like tone up or be more bendy, or I don't know, but it made me feel like I could do more, like I let my body down. I could be a juggler or a acrobat or a lady on a chair spinning things with her feet. Actually, I do have very big feet, so maybe that could be my calling. I could spin things on my feet. I could give it a go, yeah. So the circus was an experience. The only thing, if you were to go to the circus as a friend, please hear me when I say, do not use the toilets. Okay, just don't. I mean, I clean loos for a living, which is totally cool, doesn't bother me, but I'm not joking. I felt like I was going to vomit in my mouth. It was vile. Really, really vile. The cubicle, you had to sort of wedge yourself through and then reverse to sit, and the toilet seat, and I can't even. So if you go to the circus, please, if you can hold it or you can use a different loo, for the sake of your health and your sanity, just don't. Overall though, I must say I had a really wonderful time in Huntingdon. I still have no clue what sites there are in Huntingdon. I just know that the people that I know there are pretty awesome. The congregation is lovely. So if ever you fancy trying a different meeting, Huntingdon's pretty awesome. I'm hopefully going back in a couple of months, and so I'm sure we shall do greater adventures then. I kind of hope maybe not the circus, but hey guys, I've been to the circus, so now when I watch Madagascar, I can sing the song with pride because I too could have a circus afro.
Circus, Afro, circus, Afro, circus, Afro, polka dot,